Hey Cliff, good morning. Tom Tubergen, and I just wanted to quick say hello. This is going to be the first of a series of small series of videos that I wanted to record for you that kind of bring you up to speed on what's going on. I kind of sense that, from working with you in the past, that maybe showing you how to do things on a video is probably a lot more intuitive for you and easier to understand than coming up with a very long list of instructions, even simple instructions. And to be honest with you, I'm kind of in the same boat. I wouldn't read instructions if it would save my life, but show me a video or show me how it's done and I'll have it done in a few minutes. So I kind of sympathize with that. But anyway, I wanted to come up with a few videos for you, show you how to operate your store and maintain it on a daily basis. So here's the main page of your store as it stands this morning. There's a number of points that I wanted to make here, and one of them is that this is kind of just a basic layout. Is pretty much what you had wanted to see. But the other thing I want to tell you is that part of the structure of how these e-commerce store platforms work is it allows you to buy and very quickly launch entirely new templates, website templates, or in the case of Shopify, they call them themes. Themes is another word for templates. You can go to a place called www.themeforest.net and you can buy a fully prepared theme that you can come in here, just upload to your Shopify store, click a little checkbox, and you will instantly have a new looking web store here. It's a little bit more complicated than that, but essentially that's pretty close to the idea of how this works. So you can very quickly change the look of your store. The other thing that I'll mention is that what I used here to build this store is a theme that is customizable. So even within the theme that we're using here, we can pretty quickly change the layout, change the appearance of your store very quickly. So just something to bear in mind because to be honest with you, over a period of times, at least once a year, or maybe 2-3 times in 2 years, you're going to want to change the appearance of your store, change the colors, just keep things fresh. So that's just a suggestion. All right, so on the store, let's just kind of very quickly go over what we have here, and then I will get into a little more depth on what's going on. There's, based on the other websites I've been to, there's 3 specific things that they like to sort or present their product lines. One is by brand, bolt pattern, and by the finish. And what we have here is shop rims. Well, let's see. Okay, so we got brand, bolt pattern, and finish. Right here we have rims by size, so they can quickly look at a collection of all 18-inch rims, 28-inch rims, whatever. So you can very quickly go through a list of your list of 14,000 rims and pull out all 18-inch rims and display them on the screen for a customer. You theoretically should be able to do the same thing by bolt pattern and by finish. So that's something that we'll work on. But here we have them all set up by size, shop rims by size. The next thing I have down here is new products, closeouts, and then I presented XF off-road vehicles, the Yakuza rims, Gina, Azara, and then finally a featured product line for ballistic rims, and it just goes on and on and on all the way down. All of these are based on collections that are created in the back office part of the Shopify website. So all new products, this is a collection that you have identified new products in there or tagged them as being a new product. And we'll get into another video, I'll show you how to do that. But then like for closeouts, for example, I have no idea what the closeouts would be. So that's why some of this stuff in the, you know, as we've worked on this over the period of time, some of this stuff hasn't shown up on here because I can create these different categories, but I would have no idea of what kind of products need to go there. So this is why it's important for you to understand on a day-to-day basis where you can quickly go in and cut the price on a set of wheels, for example, or take a couple of different wheel brands and put them on closeout and just say, hey, I'm going to be done with these. I want them gone. So the collection part will come through later. We will work on a few of these things here, and like the bolt pattern collections. Again, I can't create menu items for these until the collections of these products have been identified so that I can link to them. That's the problem. So there's actually a lot of collections that need to be made. And a few moments ago, I just sent you an email saying, here's a list of all the brands that you have in your store. And there was like 43 of them, as I recall. So what I had proposed to do is immediately above shop rims by size, we'll go shop rims by brand. And then we'll just put, say, a 4-column list in here, nicely arranged, neatly arranged, that people can quickly go in and say, oh, I want ballistic rims. So I'll click on that link and this page will fill up with all of the ballistic rims. I want them to be able to go and click on this bolt pattern thing, for example, and be able to select all the, or actually hover over this and have a list drop down below that menu item of all the different bolt patterns that exist within your stores, so that they can quickly see across all brands what bolt pattern selection they have to choose from. And then by finish, I don't know that that's terribly important based on the scheme of things, but we can get that fixed up. So then I notice over here underneath the little video thing insert that we have here is that we do have a list here by rim size, so that they can come down here and click on that. But basically, all the stuff that I'm showing you here, Cliff, operates off of collections of or subgroups of your entire product line. And again, you have over 14,000 rims in this store. And what we do is we just keep creating groups of these rims, subgroups of these rims, like all 32-inch rims, all 20-inch rims, all 5x132 bolt patterns, or all chrome rims, or, you know, all that kind of stuff. And that's how we select a collection to place on the home page. We select a collection or series of collections to put in a menu link that you see across. So this is the part where I really kind of need you to understand how to make these collections, how to create them, and then I can help put them in your menu and that kind of thing. So this is kind of where I need you to come up to speed on some of the stuff. And again, one of the next videos I'll make is going to show you exactly how to create them, and then I can kind of come back in and finish some of this stuff up. So, so that's kind of it for the home page. I just wanted to emphasize the layout on this. I want to emphasize that Shopify allows you to very quickly switch over into an entirely new looking theme. The theme that I have here is kind of a generic theme that allows me to customize it very heavily and give you a whole brand new look without having to buy a new theme. So, anyway, so that's that. So the next thing I wanted to spend some time with in this initial video is going to be your admin panel. And there's a lot of stuff in here. Not all of it is stuff that you need to be aware of, but there is stuff here you want to pay attention to. So when you log in, you're at the home page of your admin panel, and you have some basic data right across the top. It says there's no sales, no orders. How many people have been on your website today? Well, I'm the first one for the day because I've already logged in, as you see in the upper left-hand corner. And it scrolls down, They have some various cards on here that give you basic data about what's going on. A lot of times they will come in here with cards that have stuff off their blog that will have some interesting topics. Shopify does a really good job of writing up how-to articles. This is what you need to know type articles, that sort of thing. It would be really helpful for you to snag onto some of that stuff and pay attention to what they're telling you. So over here on the right-hand column, they give you more information, total sales breakdown. You can see your payout schedule, when they're going to pay you money if they've ordered it directly out of your store, all that type of thing. So that's what the home page looks like. Orders, these will be a list of all your open orders, your filled orders, your pending orders, all that kind of stuff. In your particular case, I think a lot of this stuff has been coming out of Amazon. So as long as you're filling it over there, I think you're okay. Products. This is probably, in fact, let's just skip over products for a moment because there's a lot of stuff in here. This is by far the most, on the left-hand side here where you see my little arrow, my cursor. The products is your most important portion of your admin panel, and I'm going to skip over that for a moment, and we'll come back and we'll spend some time on it. Analytics. This may or may not mean something to you at this point. I rely on this stuff very heavily on my own stores. Total sales, you can set the time period here. You can do today, yesterday, this month. You can set a custom time period. Look at your total sales and just different data that it's collecting about your store during that particular time period, what your conversion rates are. When you get a lot of experience with your store, you'll pay attention to the numbers in here very closely. Add to carts, how many people got into the checkout system before they walked away, how many people actually have converted and placed an order. And there's a very standard set of ratios that we'll work with for these three numbers here. Like you might get 10 people that will add to cart. And of those 10 people, 5 of them might actually go in and start fooling around with the checkout. And then out of those, you might get 1, possibly 2 that will actually place an order. Those are kind of rough numbers, but it's kind of, those are kind of average numbers, I guess you might say, of what you would expect. So that's your analytics board. You can come over here and into discounts, and it allows you to create discount coupons that you can pass out or do free shipping. You know, well, you already offer free shipping, but you can offer free shipping. You can do 10% off, all that kind of stuff if you want. One of the nice things about Shopify is the apps part here. And you'll notice that I have a number of these installed on here at the moment. But you can, on the right-hand side, you'll see visit the Shopify App Store button. You can go into the App Store, and they have a lot of, many hundreds of different apps that you can automatically load in here and will work with your store to do different functions to help you do different things. Probably something, if you know, it's not a big deal, but you may want to ask me about it before you do something like that. So don't want to discourage you from installing something or looking at it, clicking on the button and checking out what they have there, but just be a little bit careful what you're doing. The next part down is where a lot of the heavy lifting goes on. You click on the online store and you'll see that it comes up with a replica. Well, maybe it's not, maybe it's still loading. Yeah, there we go. So you see a replica of the theme that's in your store. And this is really the place where you go to change your theme. You can see you have 2 different themes on here, the Shop Your Source version 2.3 and then the debut. You could very quickly load up other themes on here if you want. I have done a fair amount of customization to this theme, so I'm not sure I'd recommend you fool around with that, but anyway, it's up to you what you want to do with it. pages, your navigation, domain names, preferences, and then your links to eBay and to Amazon. So that's kind of a real quick overview of your back-end panel. Let's go back to the products part that I had mentioned. And we'll talk about products on here. When you click on products, it pulls up a list. This is record number 1 of 14,000 X products that you have in your system. And you can just scroll down here. I think there's like 100 of them per page, and you can just click page after page after page after page. And what you can do here, Cliff, in fact, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit, but you can click on any one of these links here and you can modify the product data. So let me just show you how that works. So here's the title. The first thing you see right here is the title of the product. You see a description of the product that's written here. You have images. You can add more than one image if you'd like. And here's your pricing. So you can change your pricing, come here and change your pricing on a product at any given time. Inventory, Shopify tracks this product's inventory based on sales. This is a physical product. There's no weight associated with it because you're shipping everything for free. And down here, you see what your Google search result for that particular product would look like. So if you change any of the stuff, you change your description or your title or your prices, you need to come back up. It'll have a little save button up at the top right-hand corner. You have to click to save it. So that's pretty important. The other thing that you can do that's really helpful that you will want to know about is you can come into this bar right here by where it says filter, and you can search based on any information you want to put in here, like ballistic. Here's a list of all your ballistic wheels. And you can just go page after page after page, however many pages there are. So that's a look. And again, you can click on any of these links here to go pull a product up and modify the information or the pricing or the inventory level for that information. On the right-hand side, you see the button says Add Product, so it'll pull up a blank product page, allow you to enter the title, the description, an image, and pricing information for you. So I think I'm going to close this video out at this point. And the next one I'm going to do, I'm going to spend talking about collections, what they are, how, and you'll see that in the left-hand side here, what they are, how you work with them, how you create them, how you change them, etc. So I'll catch you on the other side next time.